Sawadee Krap, I'm JP Mestanza. It's Friday, March 19th. Welcome to Phuket Extra, brought to you by PVCPhuket. Visit them on Facebook. Get ready for a dry Songkran. Water splashing has been officially banned for the Thai New Year next month from April 13th to the 15th amid fears of a spread of COVID-19. Songkran is aesthetically marked by wild street battles with water guns and buckets, but last year, celebrations were canceled amid the pandemic. Foam parties this year will also be banned along with water fights, but traditional celebrations and religious activities will be allowed. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. Thailand officials have officially approved shortening the mandatory quarantine period for international arrivals starting April as part of a multi-phase plan to reopen the country. Beginning April 1st, Thailand will have mandatory 10-day quarantine for international arrivals, whether vaccinated or not, but everyone must have a COVID-19 free certificate. The plan is to possibly do away with mandatory quarantine altogether by October 1st, although no official decision was made on that front. Officials have also tabled for another meeting the idea of shortening quarantine to a week, 7 days, as recommended by a panel of experts last week. What was made official today was that all international arrivals will slowly be able to do more things during their quarantine period in Thailand, starting April 1st. Phase 1 is until June and allows international arrivals to use fitness centers within their quarantine venues, and Phase 2 is from July to September, when quarantine hotels will reopen their restaurants and spas for their mandatory guests. In Phase 3, from October on, officials plan to fully do away with quarantine, but a maybe was the best answer we got on that front. Meanwhile, Samut Sakhon province, the epicenter of the second wave of COVID-19 infections in Thailand that began in mid-December, it's now designated as an orange zone, lifting the last red zone maximum control area in Thailand. Meanwhile, one new COVID-19 related death in Thailand today, a 53-year-old Thai woman who also suffered from chronic heart and lung problems before catching COVID. The death toll is now 90. 100 new cases today, raising the total to 27,594 for the country. 96% of total patients have recovered. Phuket Extra, be right back after this. Welcome back to Phuket Extra. 5 Chinese-flagged commercial fishing boats left abandoned in Phuket over 10 years ago. They caught fire while moored off Rasada, north of Phuket town, yesterday. It all started at 10 a.m. on Thursday, with 2 of the boats suffering about 50% damage and the other 3 damaged about 20%, according to firefighters at the scene. All 5 boats were abandoned in the fishing port area around 10 years ago, according to the acting director of the Phuket Marine Department, saying they filed complaints to press charges for illegally entering the Thai waters, but the owners of these boats were never identified. Officials are now requesting a budget to have the ships destroyed. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. A 62-year-old man was found drowned in a fish breeding pond near his house in Pa Khlok last night. Police are investigating the man's death, though slip marks in the mud beside the pond suggest that the man had slipped and fell into the water. Rescue divers arrived on the scene at about 10:15 p.m. last night to retrieve the body of 62-year-old Rangsit Buranuna Suban, who had not returned home after leaving his house just hours earlier. Rescue team divers found Mr. Rangsit's body in the pond in less than an hour after they started searching for him, and the body has now been taken to Talang Hospital. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. Thank you so much for joining us here on Phuket Extra, brought to you by PVCPhuket. Visit them on Facebook. Check us again on Monday, where we'll catch you up on all the news you missed by then. Until then, stay classy, Phuket. For the best mosquito screens available in Thailand, contact PVC Phuket on Facebook today.